The world around us is filled with wonder, from the highest peaks to the deepest oceans. Prepare to embark on a journey through the shadows of history where cunning, bravery, and infamy collide. Our exploration of audacious criminal minds begins in the skies, amidst the jet age of the 1970s. Picture this: a Boeing 727 soaring through the clouds, its passengers unaware they are about to become part of criminal legend. On November 24, 1971, a man under the alias Dan Cooper, forever to be known as D.B. Cooper, hijacked this ordinary flight. He was no common thug, however. This was a man of calculated risk, of meticulous planning, who understood the mechanics of not just flight, but of human fear. He demanded $200,000, a king's ransom in those days, and parachutes. His instructions were precise, his demeanor calm, almost unsettlingly so. The authorities, caught in a web spun by an unseen spider, complied. The ransom was delivered, the passengers and some crew released. Then, under the cover of darkness and a driving rainstorm, D.B. Cooper instructed the pilots to set a course. He then, with the money strapped to his person, leapt from the backstairs of the aircraft into the night and into legend. Some say he perished, swallowed by the elements. Others whisper he survived, living out his days on the spoils of his daring crime. The FBI, despite an exhaustive manhunt, never found conclusive evidence. D.B. Cooper became a ghost story whispered in airport lounges, a symbol of daring and the allure of the unknown. From the vastness of the American Northwest, we journey across the Atlantic to the heart of 1960s Britain. Here, amidst the rolling countryside, a different kind of daring was about to unfold. This was not the work of a lone wolf, but of a pack. A gang of 15 men led by Bruce Reynolds, their target, the Royal Mail train, a leviathan of its time carrying millions in cash. Their plan was intricate, a tapestry woven from meticulous observation and daring execution. They tampered with railway signals, halting the train at a remote location. They overpowered the crew, not with brute force, but with calculated efficiency. The scene, as we know it from eyewitness accounts, must have been surreal. Men working swiftly, almost silently, in the dead of night, transferring bags laden with cash. This was not a smash and grab, but a well-choreographed ballet of crime. The haul was staggering, £2.6 million, a sum that would be many times that in today's money. But as with any intricate plan, there are always loose ends, unforeseen variables. They made mistakes, left clues, and the long arm of the law, though initially outmaneuvered, was relentless. The Great Train Robbery, as it came to be known, captured the imagination of the world. Chapter 3. Albert Spaggieri, the artist of the underground. Our next destination takes us to the French Riviera, a playground of the rich and famous, where the sun-drenched beaches and glittering casinos often overshadow a darker side. It was here, in the heart of Nice, that Albert Spaggieri, a man of contradictions, a former soldier turned photographer, masterminded a heist that would become the stuff of legend. Spaggieri was different from our previous subjects. He wasn't driven by desperation or a lust for a life on the run. He was, by all accounts, a charming rogue, a lover of the finer things in life, and a man who saw the world as his own personal chessboard. His target was not a speeding train or an airborne passenger jet, but the seemingly impenetrable vault of the Société Générale Bank. His method, simple yet audacious, tunneling. For weeks, his team, under his meticulous direction, burrowed beneath the city streets, their progress masked by the noise and bustle of daily life above. Finally, after weeks of digging, they breached the bank's vault. Over a weekend, while the city above basked in the summer sun, Spaggieri and his team emptied over 200 safe deposit boxes, amassing a fortune in cash, jewelry, and valuables. Though eventually apprehended, his escape from a courtroom window, a feat as daring as the heist itself, cemented his legend. Albert Spaggieri, the gentleman thief, the artist of the underground, reminded the world that sometimes truth is stranger and more audacious than fiction. Chapter 4. Echoes of Infamy, Lessons from the Shadows. We've journeyed far from the rain-soaked tarmac where D.B. Cooper vanished into the night, to the sun-drenched streets of Nice where Albert Spaggieri slipped through the fingers of the law. We've traced the paths of these criminals, examined their methods, and glimpsed the motivations that propelled them into the shadows. But what can we learn from these daring individuals who lived on the fringes of society, who challenged our notions of right and wrong. D.B. Cooper, the Phantom of the Skies, reminds us that the allure of the unknown can be a powerful motivator. He tapped into our fascination with mysteries, with the possibility that someone somewhere could outwit the system and disappear into legend. The Great Train Robbers, with their meticulous planning and audacious execution, highlight the allure of teamwork, of shared risk and reward, even when the ultimate goal is far from noble. Albert Spaggiari, the artist of the underground, reveals the power of charisma, of a personality so captivating that it can bend the rules of society and make even the most daring crimes seem almost palatable. Their stories, though separated by time and geography, share common threads. They speak of meticulous planning, of daring execution, and of an ability to exploit weaknesses in the systems designed to keep order. But perhaps the most enduring lesson they offer is a reminder that the human spirit is capable of extraordinary feats, both good and bad. These individuals, flawed as they were, dared to challenge the status quo, to push the boundaries of what was considered possible. Their stories, though often cautionary tales, remind us that the human capacity for ingenuity, for both good and evil, knows no bounds. Chapter 5. Unveiling the Shadows, a call to curiosity. As we emerge from the shadows of these criminal tales, we are left with more questions than answers. What drove these individuals to such extraordinary lengths? Were they driven by greed, by a thirst for adventure, or by a desire to leave their mark on the world, however infamous? The study of crime is, in many ways, the study of ourselves. It forces us to confront the darker aspects of human nature, to acknowledge that the capacity for both great good and great evil resides within us all. By delving into the minds of criminals, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our own behavior, the choices we make, and the paths we choose to follow. The stories of D.B. Cooper, the Great Train Robbers, and Albert Spaggiari are just a few examples of the countless tales of daring and deception that lie hidden within the annals of criminal history. Each case offers a unique window into the human psyche, a glimpse into the motivations and desires that drive individuals to break the law. I encourage you to delve deeper into these cases, to explore the countless other stories of criminal daring that await discovery. The more we learn about these individuals, the more we learn about ourselves and the complex tapestry of human behavior. Our outro, the enduring allure of the shadows. And so our journey through the criminal underworld comes to an end, but the echoes of these daring acts continue to resonate. We are drawn to their stories not because we condone their actions, but because they reveal something essential about the human spirit, our capacity for both darkness and light. As we've seen, even in the darkest corners, we can find glimmers of ingenuity, daring, and a strange, unsettling beauty.